Your professor may ask you to locate, read, and even cite peer-reviewed articles in your work. This video will discuss what a peer-reviewed article is and provide a workflow for finding these articles in OneSearch, a comprehensive search tool that is available right on Hunter College Library's homepage. A peer-reviewed article, sometimes called a scholarly article or an academic article, is an article that is reviewed and accepted to its journal by professionals in the field, or the author's peers, before it is published. Let's think a little deeper. Not just any article will be peer-reviewed. For example, an article published in the New York Times or in Rolling Stone magazine will not be peer-reviewed. Articles undergo peer review if they are submitted to peer-reviewed journals. Peer-reviewed journals, unlike publications such as the New York Times and Rolling Stone magazine, are not written for the general public. These are collections of articles in a field that are written by experts, reviewed by experts, and aimed at students and fellow experts in the field. The editors that work for these journals send article submissions to qualified experts on the article's topic, and those experts peer review the articles. They may suggest changes, reject the article, or recommend accepting the article for publication. Peer-reviewed journals exist in virtually every field of study, from the study of poetry to the study of infectious diseases. Articles published in peer-reviewed journals on romantic poetry will look very different from articles studying disease progression. However, if they are both in peer-reviewed journals, we as researchers and readers know that they have been reviewed and recommended for publication by experts in their fields. Some important things to remember about peer-reviewed articles. They aren't perfect. We should still take time to carefully understand how authors gathered their information, compare the articles to others we've read on the same topic, and use our critical judgment as we read. Peer-reviewed journal articles are just one piece of the information puzzle. Your topic may have many peer-reviewed journal articles written on it, but newspaper articles, government reports, and even encyclopedias may offer relevant information and perspectives as well. These articles are written by experts, typically for experts. That means you may encounter terms and concepts that you are unfamiliar with as you read. Therefore, reading and learning from peer-reviewed articles takes time. Don't expect to rush through a peer-reviewed article. Instead, develop reading strategies that work for you, such as note-taking and highlighting. A great place to locate peer-reviewed articles for your research is OneSearch. The library subscribes to journals and databases, basically collections of journals, in many subject areas, and OneSearch is a place where we can search almost everything at once. OneSearch is available right on the library's homepage. To access OneSearch, just access Hunter College Library's homepage at library.hunter.cuny.edu. Once there, you'll see a large search bar at the center of the screen, and notice that OneSearch is already highlighted in purple. You may choose to start with a simple search here, or click Advanced Search below the search bar to enter a more specific query. I'm going to start relatively simply and search anxiety coping mechanisms, and then click Search. Wow! Our search found over 4,000 results. Before we zoom in on peer-reviewed articles, let's take a minute to sign in. When I sign in via my CUNY account, I'm then able to save anything I find and come back to later. Always a best practice. Our second result happens to be a book, but as we scroll, take a look at our first article, our third article, we notice that we do have lots of articles here. However, there are books, theses, other types of materials mixed in. If we take a look at the filters to the left of our search results, we see one called Resource Type. Expanding this, we see that in addition to articles, our results include book chapters, newspaper articles, and more. In order to drill down to only peer-reviewed articles, we're not actually going to use anything in this resource type list. We're going to go to the very top of our filter section and select peer-reviewed journals. This filter will do more than just limit to articles. It will limit only to articles published in peer-reviewed journals. After checking off the peer-reviewed journals option, I simply click the Apply Filters button that appears at the bottom of my screen, and then the limit is applied. I've now limited my search to just under 4,000 results, so still quite a few. But now we know that these are all articles that have been published in peer-reviewed journals. As I began my search with such a broad topic, my results list is still pretty overwhelming. I would probably choose to revise my search, adding different keywords, or use the filters on the left-hand side here to drill down further. For now, let's look at our first two results. I'm going to click on the title of this article. A few things I want to point out. The article itself is called Health Anxiety, Coping Mechanisms, and COVID-19, an Indian community sample at week 1 of lockdown. There are many authors listed, and I want to point out the journal title listed is PLOS One. So our article title, Health Anxiety, Coping Mechanisms, etc., is different than the title of the larger publication, the journal, PLOS One. This article was published in 2021, so probably a year after the actual week that they observed in 2020. Scrolling down, we notice that there are a few ways to access this article. I'm excited that I see this download PDF button right here, as well as this available online. If we click download PDF, we are able to jump right out. It actually downloaded it to my computer, and it will probably open in a few moments in this window as well. However, let's turn back to our search results. Let's maybe pin this to save it for later now that I've logged in. And take a look at our second result. This article, I'll click on the title, The Relationships Between Coping Mechanisms, Depression, Anxiety, and Sleep Disorders in Cardiovascular Patients, was published in the Journal of Evidence-Based Psychotherapies, also in 2021. We notice that we don't have the download PDF option here, but we do have an available online option. There are some cases where we might not have either option. If that's the case and we'd like to access full text, what we want to do is scroll down to View Online and then click an option here. However, I want to point out two exciting features that are still here in OneSearch before we've navigated out to the article. The first one is this button under Send To that says Citation. When I click this button, it will generate a citation for the article. The default is typically APA, that's why that's highlighted, but I can change it to Chicago, MLA, or Harvard styles. Once I select the style I'm interested in, I just check Copy Citation to Clipboard, and now I can paste this into my assignment or wherever else I'd like. Scrolling down further, under the Details heading, we have a second heading entitled Description. This is where most of the time the abstract for the article will be provided. So very often we may want to read this abstract before deciding that we'd like to go out and read the entire article. Our example led us to articles discussing coping mechanisms. However, you can use OneSearch and the methods I demonstrated here for virtually any research topic. If you have questions, do not hesitate to click the Ask a Librarian tab on the right-hand side of OneSearch and chat with a librarian. Librarians are standing by 24/7 to help you. I'd like to give credit to Slides Carnival for this slide deck design, before reminding you to contact us anytime with questions. Thank you!